Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you, and welcome to week 5. That's right, 5th week of Swiss here in the Lali-Ho League. My name is Gambit017. I am joined in the booth tonight by Tybalt. How are we doing today, Tybalt?
Doing all right. Looks like we got a very interesting race going on here versus Zoe and Locke. It is going to be a race to see who gets into brackets first. As either one of them wins, they're guaranteed into brackets. The other person has to fight on another week.
Yeah, battle of 3-1 names. Pretty good opponents that both have gone through. I know Zoe went through Imperial, Mitzi, and Sardin, taking a single loss to Microcords. And Locke went through Sheep Launcher, Classy Badger, and Woo Bear with a single loss to Zilch. So both battle-hardened opponents. Looking forward to a very, very close match. And we've got the best boy start.
Oh, you always hope that he starts with at least a Dancing Dagger or a Bow and Arrow, because Eddie starting off doesn't do that much, unless, of course, you get the spoon as the starting item.
I'm hoping for double Edward with the spoon start. That would just be great.
Which Edward do you give the spoon, then?
Yes.
Like, they have to fight over it.
Exactly. Best Edward wins. Anyway, we've got our static 3 objectives. We've got Magnus, Forge, and Pinktail. 4th objective is get Yang, so we know there's a Yang in the seed. And 5th one, defeat Octoman, which is not that hard unless she shows up in a very, very punchy spot.
Yeah, very true. But if at least you can get a couple hits off, it won't be too difficult, as Octomon does slow down after a bit of fight commands.
Yep, every 3 hits, Octoman loses one of those tentacles, slows up, and makes for a manageable fight. But if you get her somewhere where she's punchy, you might not get those 3 hits off before you are unfortunately on the floor. So as we're getting ready for the racers to get underway, just want to shout out the Restream crew. We have X-Pancraz on the Restream, rolling this wonderful seed, and Ascarian doing the tracking. Going to keep us all up to date on which key items each runner has, pressing all those wonderful buttons. We wouldn't be here without them, so thank you to both of you for being here to help us out.
So again, would this start with an Eddie not knowing what the second character is? Are you going to be doing a lot of heavy looting at the start, or does it all really depend on that second character that you get?
For me, it would depend on that second character. If we get a strong-ish second character, such as a Sid, or even a Kane with a decent weapon, I wouldn't loot as much. We get someone like another Edward, like a Rydia, that lovely 90 HP start. I might be considering going straight to Troy and looting the easy treasury there, and it's doing a lot of early looting.
Yeah, same for me, as I usually, it's that second character that kind of decides my looting route, and looks like we're going to be starting in here and seeing who that second character is.
Yep, our racers are underway. We are going to walk down the Baron steps and find us a Dark Knight.
Yeah. With some fake Hanzo given to us by either quarter leg or full leg. We won't be able to know just yet. So I'd still be a little loot heavy, because there's a 1 in 3 chance that Cecil coming with something really nice.
That Cecil comes with a black sword. I might not loot as much, but I think my first stop here would actually be to Typo and see who that Sandruby character is. See if, get an early Sandruby guard, since this character could be any help. Prioritizing maybe a little bit of looting to get a J item, and then those character checks in Baron and Hobbs in that Sandruby, see who we've got there.
Yeah, it looks like we got both runners going to Baron, probably looking for some J items.
Not a bad play, both going straight to the shop and finding not really much of use there.
Nope, except for selling the extra rune rings that you never really need. Start off with 10, and you can get sell 5 or 6 safely. And we have a Vanilla Yawn.
Yes, item number 4 is going to be pretty easy to get. You just need to get to that Odin, whatever's behind them. That's going to be nice for the runners to know.
Odin, not too scary in that spot. Pretty low health. That's the second fight that you really have to worry about. That second spot's kind of punchy and has a fair amount of health at this particular point for our runners.
Locke's gonna go check and see who the Mist boss is, while Zoe is going into Mist itself. Finds an exit. That's a good item to find. That's not who you want to see in the Mist cave. That's a water hag.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that it has low health. You still have to go through the script of 3 hits.
I mentioned that's what you would consider a free boss, and you do not want a free boss in the very first spot of the game. That's not fun.
No. Well, depending. Sometimes I like looting Mist Cave if it is like a free boss. We saw elements there at Waterfall, so we know that good old Ruby is at the bygone spot.
Leg in Baron today. Baron's been doing their workouts. Zoe going for the Kaipa play to see if he checks the bed as well or just the shop.
We got Spiky Dragoons leaping out tonight.
Yeah, depending on who you see at Hobbs, that might not be a play I go for. Life Potions and Silk Webs in the shop. That's a nice find.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you see Silk Webs, runners are probably going to buy some just to get through some fights easier, and for sure at the final fight of Z. Like, that's something that I'm guessing you do the same thing. You see Silk Webs, you buy them instantly, because that's like an instant purchase.
I will admit, my last race, I picked up a single Silk Web when I saw it, even though it was early race. I was like, I just need the one for Z. Let's go ahead and pick it up now while I'm here. Meanwhile, Locke raising the hovercraft with the trade away the Pintail objective, not a bad idea. Zoe going through the backside of Waterfall gets a diamond ring and a drain sword. That drain sword could come in handy a little bit later on. Anchoring purposes for one thing, but also, you know, can we find a Bacchus wine, drain sword plus Bacchus wine might get you through some interesting situations.
That drain sword giving you lifesteal, though if we do find one of the Mylon variants, won't be very helpful, as drain does not work on Mylon.
I mean, it works, it just doesn't work the way you want it to, and that Mylon will steal your health.
This is true.
Meantime, Locke finding in Troya, the other depository, you had other 1s and 2s in one shop. You got Cure 2s and 3s in the other shop. So for all your healing of HP and MP needs, come to Troya.
Oh, we got some Cat Claw. By God has been found. It's not the Charm Claw, but it is Cat Claw. Be good for that Yang if we find him early on.
Exactly. We know Yang has been Baron, so I'll immediately make him viable as soon as we get him. Locke giving us our first check of the Hobbs character, though.
And that is a White Mage of Porum. Good old discount White Mage.
Guarded by a CPU. This fight's not going to be hard, but it's going to be long with this party set. This is not the party set you want to take this on with. We'll have to see if this Gaia Drum does enough damage.
Yeah, gonna hope for a high roll. Does high roll, but the big orb still stands. Hopefully
Yeah, judging by the heal, that big orb still has about 400 health left, and I don't think we get through that before.
Cutting it close. Heads up play. Well, heads up play using the firebomb, as the big CPU has the wall effect. The level 3 J items, as in firebomb, lit bolt, and blizzard, bypass the wall.
In the meantime, Locke did attack with Edward, and Edward is wearing some kind of harp, because we saw the harp animation. So
I want to say it was a charm, but it was a purplish musical notes. Generally, you can tell weapon types by what their color is.
Tracker, that's good. So that was the charm harp animation for Edward. So yeah, vanilla starting item.
Oh, and looks like Zoe has found a black sword for Cecil. That'll be nice.
Meantime, Locke basically saying, yeah, no, that Porum can stay up on the mountain. Let's go dive Antlion and see what's down here.
Yeah, probably hoping to get some levels on Edward to hopefully do a little bit more. Really don't care so much for levels on Cecil because he resets once you do ordeals. It goes back to level 1.
Yeah, but that ninja hat's gonna be nice to get some agility up on that Edward and a black armor. We still have a black knight right now. That's actually fairly useful this early.
Yeah, looks like Zoe's doing the same thing of using a Gaia drum, hoping to take that out. Low rolls it, but has a bonk staff for the Porum.
So CPU taking out Dark Knight Cecil. Don't really mind seeing that. All I need to do about another 200 damage, I think, and that CPU will be down.
Yeah, we'll hope Porum can knock it out here. And Zoe is through.
And Porum being the only one alive is not a bad thing at that point. Again, you can always keep your Edward down as an anchor. As you said, DKC resets once you do ordeals anyway. Zeus Rage in that first little chest, that would have been helpful for this fight. Where were you a couple seconds ago?
They already had a Zeus Rage. The only thing that runners could have done differently was actually use the Zeus Rage first and then use the Gaia Drum. But right after they used the Gaia Drum, both runners had the wall happen with CPU. So the Zeus Rage would have reflected.
Obligatory is this even?
Yeah, we got some more vanilla with Antlion. Is our restreamer channeling Inner Dathis or Inner Zoe at this point? Or do we have to wait for a few more checks before we call that?
Probably need a few more checks. I mean, if we end up getting vanilla Karate Man behind that Odin and Baron in, then we can kind of go from there.
Okay. Or Sandruby here.
Or Sandruby here. I do have to say, this cyan blue sprite for Cecil is one of my favorite sprites for him.
Yeah, I'm more of the dark paladin with the purple armor. I kind of like that one myself. And
Well, one thing I did see.
Go ahead.
I say one thing I did see is Locke found a black belt for Edward, and that seems to be doing a lot. You see, he's not taking too much damage on those hits. He's only taking a few, taking more on the counters, but definitely making more survivability there.
And Zoe has found a black belt, but also has a power shirt as well. So looks like going to be powering up that Edward here, getting a better bow and some better arrows.
I do love Zoe's name of Not You for Porum.
Oh, we have a hook route, possibly.
It's only the first check. Still could be a Magma Key out there somewhere, but yeah, that bodes well for us in the booth, not necessarily for the runners, but
yeah. Now, here's a question: you have the hook, you have an exit item, because I think at least I saw one of our runners have the exit item. Do you check that character on hook route?
Yes.
What's your current partner composition?
100% yes. With that exit item in hand, I immediately go check that character and exit back out and continue working over world checks.
Yeah, I wonder if our runners are going to do some extra looting down there, since it is a gated area with some pretty decent loot and only one trap chest. I know a lot of runners hope to find that trap chest very early on, as well also gated shops, which you can find your sirens, your coffins, or even hourglasses.
Could be a ton of nice stuff down here in this Evelyn shop. We will probably find out momentarily. Meantime, Zoe picks up her hook and is going to go ahead and burn the exit item right now to save her walk.
Not necessarily a bad use of it. I mean, you're eventually going to get exit on Porum, depending on how you route through. But looks like Burr is going to go through the hook route as well. Probably going to have to walk back out.
Assassin Dagger for sale in the Evelyn weapons shop. Locke goes ahead and makes a sale, picks up one. Liking that decision, that Edward can use said Assassin Dagger and probably to very good effectiveness against some of the early world trap chests and other. Also, there was hourglass 2s and coffins in the Evelyn shop. So
the other nice thing that Assassin Dagger does is it gives some extra agility in these early overworld spots, you want high agility. So adding that Assassin Dagger onto Edward to get the extra agility, kind of a heads-up play with that.
Yeah, Assassin Dagger, Ninja Hat, Edward is going to be real fast from the overworld. Meantime, there's your endgame anchor. That is a Sid.
Sid with a free fight right after, but we don't know what's the King-Queen spot yet. Could be free, or it could be very, very mean of like an Ogopogo or an Evil Wall.
Evil Wall wouldn't actually necessarily be too bad for this party. If you can get that Edward fast enough to get a hide off before the Evil Wall takes a turn, you probably get through that fight with no problem.
Is that one of the few spots it will actually destroy itself?
I believe so.
We got Locke saving, probably gonna loot a bunch of chests because this is a pretty dense area here, so there's a high chance of finding that trap chest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why Zoe burned her exit spell or exit item, leaving Antlion, knowing, hey, I want to go ahead and loot on my way back out of Evelyn anyway, so I don't necessarily need the exit. I can just run down, grab the character, save, walk my way back out. When I find the chest, no worries, I'm walking out anyway.
Well, we got a dancing dagger for our Edward. That'll be nice for him. Don't have to worry about him missing. We're just going to use that as an item to get anywhere from 100 to 300 damage.
We see Locke going ahead and moving everybody around to their respective places. Ooh, a tiara and a dragoon armor. That's a nice set of pickups right there.
Oh yeah. I think Locke may be going, nope, I'm done. Too high of a chance of picking up the trash chest and leaving out.
Yeah, doesn't even want to risk it at this point, which I do not blame.
Don't blame him either. Wonder where they're going to go next. Are they going to hope for doing a single dip of a bull, or are our runners going to go up ordeals to get that Cecil online?
I know, me personally, I think my next play would be ordeals. Let's go ahead and get that Cecil going. Once Cecil is online, stop by Baron Inn, pick up our gang, get that objective out of the way, and then possibly, depending on how I feel, go underground. Locke's next step is actually going to go pick up that white mage, which I don't blame him. Having a white mage in the party is a very, very good thing.
Yeah, always want your white mages to get to the early level so you can heal yourself up without having to spend too much money to buy the cure potions.
Chat pointing out Zoe did about the exact same thing with the looting. Stopped when they got very good stuff, and it's like, nope, I'm done. I'm over. Let's stop for right now and keep on trucking.
And we have deciding to go to Baron Inn first.
I can see this play. Again, Yang is somebody who is only really good with levels. So going here first, getting Yang, and then doing ordeals, you've got two ordeals fights to give Yang extra levels. So I definitely see the allure to doing this first.
Yeah, as Pancras has mentioned out in chat, Earthhammer, Power Shirt, Strength, Ninja. Gonna be doing lots of work. Got some like 3 extra multipliers, I believe, if not more. He's gonna be hitting like a truck. Yeah,
672 damage on that Odin. Very, very nice work. Now let's just see who's behind and if this is a easy fight or if this is going to be something that's going to stymie. Nope, that's just a talking doctor. We're going to be here for a while.
Actually, it won't be here for too long. The Earthhammer does do extra damage to machines, which there goes Belnab. And then just hope to take out Luge before he transforms. If not, second fight is also going to be machine. And then third fight as well, going to be machine. So that Sid is just going to tear Luge up.
Not to mention this is such a slow fight, Luge hasn't even had a chance to say anything.
Nope. And with that, we have our first objective done.
16 minutes in, objective 4. Artemis Bow, not the best thing in the world to see, but still not too bad, especially considering the parting comp right now.
Yeah, if I don't have a good weapon for Cecil early on, which I don't think really have found, an Artie Bow will do super well for that Cecil until we can find something for him, and then we probably just take it right on Edward.
In the meantime, Locke is over at Ordeals, and Zoe is going to do for Bull first.
Interesting. Wondering to save Ordeals for the very last thing. Hopefully, you get something good here in Fabul, which will make that Ordeals dive a little bit faster, but we'll see what happens.
Plus, might want to be getting the levels on the fresh Yang. So let's go ahead and go here first. Get Yang some extra levels for 40 Ordeals push, and then kind of that way Yang's not base level when you go up. There's another Cat Claw though on Ordeals. We can have double Cat Claw Yang off the bat.
Yeah, if Zoe finds that second Cat Claw, man, it's gonna be a powerhouse team already. Like, I'd almost be willing to take this team to Z almost. But there's still a lot of seed left. Who knows what can happen?
There's objective number 5, though. That is Octomam in the first spot of Ordeals.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty free spot for Octomam. It doesn't hit that hard.
And Locke's going to get double rewarded once he goes to Fabul, because that's karate. Just trying to come home to Sheila, and we're going to say, no, you need to stay up the castle, sorry.
You must go sleep in Baron, which is the equivalent of sleeping on the couch. Or is this the doppelganger? Because we already have Yang with us. Evil twin.
So the mirror universe Yang?
Yeah. I mean, is that karate really the real Yang, or is the Yang in your party the real one?
The world shall never know, because we have defeated one and we're not going to tell the other one. It's a package and a white sphere. Ooh, that'd be nice if we find that Sandra, we pick up that cane.
And we have a second free fight on Ordeals with the King Queen Evelyn. That's not something you want to see here.
We're getting a lot of free fights out of the way. First the Water Hag, now the King Queen Evelyn early. That could make for a very, very rude late game, depending on where the key items shake out to be.
Yeah, it looks like there should be a lot of nasty bosses on the moon, but is Boone going to be required tonight? With 2 objectives already done, hard to say.
Also, I just have to point out the thing in chat where say, okay, this seems on an alternate timeline where Cecil was a Dark Knight from long ago who got lost on his way to Miss and ended up somehow leaving his package in Fabul instead.
I can go with that.
Hey, look, there's a cane in Kaipo and there's a cane in Mist. And the king of summons is burning down this village today. I guess he didn't like people in this today.
I mean, you could put it as that he's trying to make sure that Rudy actually comes to be trained down in Feymarch. But instead it's he's trying to teach the betrayer a lesson.
Meantime, we have a vanilla legend sword on Ordeals. Pancras, you did shuffle this, right?
How shuffled is Ordeals? We'll find out. Oh, just a Dark Elf. So not a DKC. Okay. So there is still some randomization here. Don't hate seeing this fight early on, but not going to be too bad in this spot.
No, and the Legend Sword is technically a Holy Sword. We'll get a little bit of a damage buff for SS Dark Elf. Plus the dancing dagger from Edwards, not too bad. Should really get through this with almost no difficulty at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a rare actual use of the Legend Sword.
And even gets the poison proc. Alright, so we know that this is going to be a hook route. The only thing that it could be is a demisted package or demisted Zot 1 that could have progression to a magma key.
I am low-key hoping for a Wyvern at King Queen Evelyn just so one of those two comes true.
It has been known to happen. You know, we've got 3 bosses in the pool that cannot gate your only underground access is Golbez, Wyvern, and Valvalis.
Meantime, Zoe, through Octomam, finds the free find in the backside. Be very happy before that. Locke doing his inventorying, going ahead and get Cecil back road, and is going to head on back down the mountain. Interested to see if he decides to go straight to Baron Inn to get his Yang, or if he's going to go ahead and dive that hook route.
I can see Locke going to do Baron Inn first, as the saying always goes here in Free Enterprise: do your objectives, do your freebies. And right there's an objective. And that's exactly what we see going on here. Not going to have any issue with the Odin or Dr. Luge. Just takes time.
Yeah, it would not surprise me to see both our runners basically having exhausted all the overworld checks converge back on the hook route here in just a few minutes, because it just depends on if Locke decides he wants to check for Bull first or wants to go underground first.
Yeah. So now you know it's more likely to be a hook route. Would you pop the Mad Ogre chest on the way to the hook route to get some extra levels on your party?
With the hourglasses in Evelyn, oh yes, I would absolutely pop that chest, toss an hourglass, and just go to town.
Yeah, that hook route can be nasty.
If I'm not mistaken, yes, I'm not mistaken, that Mad Ogre chest should be plenty to get Porum up to Berserk, which is really what you'd want for that hook route.
Yep. And it looks like Zoe's got her Legend Sword. Gonna be taking on the good old Dark Elf here. So, bar in mind, hoping for a demisted Zot or package, which boss would you hate to see as a runner, but love to see as a commentator for these runners?
Golbez at King Queen would just be absolutely hilarious.
Well, that would force a mist hunt.
Oh, true. If we're not forcing a mist hunt,
yeah, not forcing the mist hunt. I'd be partial to an Ogopogo.
I think D-Liners would be interesting with this party. I mean, you've got Yang who can power punch, but that's pretty much the only person who can do any type of alternate attack. So you're looking at either having to hold out for breath strats, or having to just solely focus on Yang and hope he can get you through.
I mean, it's there's so many bosses available, some of which are mean, some of which are nice. Hopefully our runners are able to properly agility anchor. Is there anything special to note about that spot with agility anchoring? With the magic that it is?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, depending on the boss, like I said, for Evil Wall, you'd want slow anchor in the middle, and trying to get out Edward to hide would be brilliant. But otherwise, just having someone who can either cast Blink being able to go first, or your Cecil if you wanted to use cover strats going first in that fight would probably be the way you want to go.
Ooh, as Esco's mentioned, we could have an alt gauntlet there. That would be spicy. But I'm always partial to finding the alt gauntlet on the moon.
Alt gauntlet and King Queen Evelyn, I think, would actually be more of a blessing for our runners than anything else, because that spot normally doesn't give XP, and alt gauntlet would give you XP. So, hey, free XP, I'll take it all day, every day.
Yeah. Looks like Zoe's taking on the Staleman chest. Porum's already got Zerk. Just looking to get levels on everybody else besides Edward.
Yeah, it was like both runners doing the same thing. They picked up some hourglasses down in the Evelyn shop. I'm going to go ahead and just pop them here on these Stalemen and say, hey, let's go ahead and pick up some levels here. Again, probably see them do the same thing with the Mad Ogres one level down from here.
Our runners this race have been step with each other, crossing over each other and then merging multiple different times. I wonder what their route is going to be when they get underground. Are they gonna...
That's a nice pickup. Hi. The only difference is Locke is down one Fabul fight to Zoe. But then again, it's a package with a cane, and we know On Demand is not back there, so barring a demissed package holding some way to cover progression, not necessarily a thing that's needed.
I think Locke's hoping for the single dip Fabul, which is something that was big in the Fabul Gauntlet, but in this particular tournament, not so much.
Oh, I have to admit, last week, my race, I had a single dip Fabul and was very happy about it. Also, the Mad Ogre's not hiding today. They are in the very, very first chest.
Yep. We'll see if Locke... I wonder... Oh, yep, there's hourglasses for Locke. Is he going to use one or not?
I believe he queued... No, he didn't queue one. I thought he queued one with the Sid, but apparently not. And he's going for the Poison Axe and getting the multipliers against the Ogre, saying I should be able to one-shot these with Sid. Let's not worry about trying to do any cheeky hourglassing. Let's just go ahead and take these guys out.
I mean, anytime that you can save expensive equipment like hourglasses, I'm all for it, because you don't want to have to go back into that Evelyn shop to buy stuff again, just because it takes such a long time to get back in there. Getting through this, it almost looks like he's trying to, every once in a while, heal up the enemy, like trying to bring them back. Any particular reason for that?
Locke is just employing one of the few features of Final Fantasy IV, the life glitch, where if you attack or kill an enemy and you use a life potion or cast life 1 on them, you basically bring them back to life. But the enemies in Final Fantasy IV have no vitality, so they come back to life with 0 hit points and just die immediately again. But you get credit for killing them twice. So in this case, Locke getting 7 ogres for the price of 4. Now there are settings to turn these glitches off. The life glitch is one of the glitches we have on, as well as a Sylph glitch in this particular flag set. The warp glitch, the 64 floor glitch, the Duke glitch, and the MP glitch are all turned off. Mainly because they are considered easier glitches and kind of game breaking for certain different parties.
Yeah, and the only thing special about these Sylph glitch is that Rydia will end up using MP when she casts Sylph, but only in the center slot. So, nothing too much to worry. That was actually in the vanilla game. That just kind of happened.
In the meantime, Locke saying, I don't wait any more chests. Go straight down to the save room. He's going to tint up before this King-Queen fight. save, and then we'll get our first look at who is down here.
Well, let's see.
Did you call this from the beginning, Tibble?
Maybe.
RNG is nice, and that Edward did get first due. I would hide here right away with that Edward.
Yeah, it looks like Locke's gonna try to take this out here. Doing some row changing. Probably gonna try and get Cecil in the back row so he can cover. It's 16 attacks that Evil will do before we get to the crush phase.
I actually don't know the exact number. That sounds about right.
Yeah, and I think Locke may have a ribbon. Maybe just trying to hold out until the crush phase.
That could be. I mean, changing the rows to move Cecil to the back row for cover strats. That's actually a pretty good plan. Cecil, you see, only taking about 50 to 100 damage from the back row. That's doable.
Meanwhile, on Zoe's side, Cecil taking just a little bit more damage. But I have a feeling Zoe has the power shirt, which is why Cecil is doing extreme damage with that X-Cal.
Oh yeah, 2,000 something damage with that X-Cal swing, now berserked. This fight should be over pretty quickly for Zoe. Yep.
And we're now down to the crush phase of Evil Wall for Locke. He gets through
Locke
it.
Gets through, yep.
Whew. By the skin of his teeth.
Hey, got through it. That's all that matters. In the meantime, Zoe not saving, going straight to this Bahamut saying, yeah, no, we're fine. We've got this. Locke doing the same exact thing. Bahamut not scary here. It's going to count to 5, or count down from 5. Mega nuke the party. Edward's going to hide, so he'll live no matter what. Get a couple star bills off and you're fine.
If I remember correct with Bahamut, after the 3rd countdown, he goes straight into just constantly casting his Mega Nuke. So, hope to get this down within the first 5 counts. But Cecil doing 20 or 2k to 2.5. Bahamut not long for this world.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see one nuke come out, and that's probably going to be it. So Edward coming back out on Zoe's side. I wonder if that's a misinput or...
Oh. Ooh. Ouch.
Oh, and again, did not save after Evil Wall, so that's going to hurt. In the meantime, Locke did get 3 bails up. Bahamut's nuking himself and going to go finish this fight. Probably going to be able to get through it a little bit faster.
Not too much of a time loss for Zoe at this particular time. And Zoe did chew up the Evil Wall with the Cecil. But unfortunately, this time, not getting the Zerg on Cecil.
Yeah, Evil Wall not being very cooperative with Zoe this time. Board AI knows and is doing board AI things at this point.
Yeah, at this point, just going for hide Eddie, let Evil Wall take out the other 2 characters, and then start hitting himself.
Oh no, and then Eddie comes back out again. Oh.
But gets through the Evil Wall. Calculated.
I think Zoe's agility is not what he thinks it is with those two Eddies coming out in back-to-back fights. Oh, but that might be a wipe for Locke, as we have another nuke with no veils up. Oh,
that's Bahamut 2, Runners 0.
Now, for a free fight, this has not been free for these two runners today.
No, it has not. It looks like Locke's Star Veils had fallen off.
Yep, that will unfortunately happen. And again, Locke did the same thing Zoe did. Did not save after that evil wall, and barely got through that evil wall that first time. So,
yeah, it looks like he's actually prepping better now for Cecil to cover the party, sticking some heavy plate armor on with that Dragoon chest plate.
yeah, I can almost guarantee at this point, once these runners get underground, both of them are going to feel very, very far behind, having both taken wipes to Bahamut.
When these runners get underground, where do you think the first check's gonna be? Are you gonna do Dwarf, or go to Feymarch and check your free chest?
I think my first check after doing this would be see who's at top of tower. Which, speaking of, Zoe is through. So we will be the first one underground here at about the 40-minute mark, give take. But I see who's top of tower, and depending on how I'm feeling from this fight, knowing I took a wipe, if it's a free enough boss, I might climb that tower immediately and just go ahead and take it on.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm partial to actually check Dwarf first, even if it is a free fight up there. Generally, when you get through the hook route, you're strong enough to take on both bosses there.
That's just a DKC at the top of tower. That is not necessarily a bad thing here, especially if you can get that Edward to go first and get him hidden. That's a free fight.
Yeah. More freebies with our current party. That moon's looking ever so dangerous now.
Yeah, and to me, having Edward still in my party right now would more incentivize going to do that top of tower first, because my thought process with this team, that Dwarf Castle character, I would probably be ditching my Edward for that character, barring finding a spoon before I get there. So why I've got the Edward, let's go ahead and do this now. Exploit the hide strats, and then go to Dwarf and get rid of him. Say, all right, Edward, you've done your job. You got me through Evil Wall. You got me through DKC. You've been great. Talk to you later.
It looks like Zoe's actually going into Feymarch, looting some chests, saved out in front of the cave with that trap chest in here. Doesn't find on the first floor. Will V continue to loot? Nope.
So I pressed my luck on that first floor. I'm done. Let's just go.
Yeah, and then being 40 minutes in with the wipe. I mean, if you start off with the magma key, I can definitely see going straight down here and looting everything besides the trap chest.
Well, that's a rat tail.
That's not bad.
So we do have a hook. We can go turn that in.
Yeah, as chat mentions, another scoop of vanilla.
Will we have a vanilla adamant? Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, elixirs in the Feymarch shop. Good to see. Not going to buy any because those are a heck of expensive.
Yeah, and with you already starting with one elixir in your kit, not going to be too worrisome about those. We want to save that for emergency purposes.
Meantime, this time Locke got a second veil up, takes down the Bahamut, gonna get on the ground. There's our demist at Leviathan. Ew.
Yeah, that's exactly what Zoe did there. An instant, yeah, I'm out of here. That is not a very nice frame arch.
So seeing that from my perspective, I want that demist to be required now so badly.
Yeah, Leviathan has a very high attack. And Mom Bomb over in Azura, another nasty spot for that boss. It is very quick and also hits hard, so I can see both our runners not wanting to take on the Fey March just yet.
Oh, but Locke might have a head up there. Takes that top chest coming down the pitfall. That was a moon veil.
Ooh, makes both of those fights relatively free. Demus would be super free, just takes a long time. Mom Bomb, not so much, as the explosion will still bypass the moon veil.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Mom Bomb, even though fast, might be doable here with some cover strats. But the problem is, this party has no AoE damage when we get down to the 6 bombs. So once you get down to those 6, they're gonna do, I think, 3 attacks and explode, and I don't think you take them out within those 3 attacks.
We do have hourglasses though, so that might be something. Because if we can get them down to just the bomb, the 6 individual bombs, can pop an hourglass, hope to survive their queued hits, and then it's completely free.
Yeah, so some cover strats, you can probably do that. Anyway, here comes the rat tail turn in. It is the party rock. 42 minutes in. Do we rate that treasury?
You know, current part of composition, I've got an X-Gal power shirt on my Cecil. Probably not.
Yeah, I think X-Cow, Power Shirt Cecil, I think Catclaw Yang, Earthhammer Sid. There's nothing in that treasury that even excites me at the current moment. So yeah, no, I don't think I go.
No, but the only things that really would be like a life staff, maybe some Zeus gauntlets, but that's being greedy. Looks like Locke staying at the inn at the Fey March, trying to save some tents, and probably think about taking on the Fey March bosses.
Well, Zoe's Fey March just got a little bit easier. That's a glass hat from Sheila 1.
Really makes those cover strats even more viable, as that's a really good item for covering.
Yeah, well, the only thing that would make these fights any freer at this point would be if we found Crystal Mail somewhere.
I think Locke actually did find Crystal Mail, both a set of Crystal Mail and Samurai.
Also, I see the tiara in the inventory for Zoe. Wondering why it's not on forums right now.
Hard to say. I wonder what Porm has on right now. I think Porm may have the white hat, which is not bad. Gives to the will stat, so powering up those white spells. Because the tiara gives wisdom, so maybe wants the extra boost in the stats from the wizard helm.
Oh, tiara also just got sold, so bye.
Great defensive item, but usually really good for a Rudy, as it gives massive wisdom stats.
So Locke finishing Fey March does your idea, goes to Dwarf, and we find a Shura in the front spot.
Don't know if our runners have mute arrows or a rune axe on hand.
I've not seen any mage mashing gear, so Zoe is actually going to give us a treasury though.
Ooh. Yeah, let's see how well this treasury is.
Our restreamer unfortunately let us know we don't have the jingle set up tonight, but you guys can all hum the Rate That Treasuries theme in your head as we see what this has.
So we found Siren, Life Staff, Zeus Gauntlet, White Spear, second Life Staff, Heroine Robe. For our current party composition, I'd say that's like a 7 out of 10 right there.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I would have, unless, is Zoe going to go ahead and do Zot now? I was going to say, finding the exit item, I would have exited out of this treasury, but he's going to go ahead and do the Tower of Zot.
It is 2 characters. It gives you a full heal right after, sticks you right next to Baron. Hoping that's going to be a key item here. Like, I don't hate this play here. It's not something that a lot of people do early on. They tend to fade it for a while. So keeping that in mind, Zoe may be thinking, well, Locke's not going to do this. I'm going to counter by actually doing this early on and trying to, what we say, metagame our opponent.
To answer a question in chat, Yang was found. Yang was vanilla, hanging out in Baron Inn today. And yeah, no, I understand the Zot play. I know I personally tend to live or die via Zot. So I completely get the play. Hoping it pays out, because it would be a very, very nice payoff with Edge or Fu up here, or say that Adamant Rock, Twin Harp, Pigtail.
Also, Zoe's going to be able to see what the second boss is at Dwarf. Locke's just seeing it now as a Lunar Sparkle, but Zoe will go into Dwarf knowing it's a Lunar Sparkle.
Hey, that's everybody's favorite white mage. It's Scholar Rosa, and bye-bye, Edward.
I would have actually probably have ditched the Porm at this point to trade out the white mages and still keep the Edward as a possible anchor or for that DKC. We have an alt gauntlet at Zot 1.
That's never something you want to see up here, but yeah, it's going to be easy to get through, just a little slow.
Yeah, so using some J items to get through those slimes as they take no physical damage, really.
Meantime, that Sparkle at Dwarf Castle is just a plague. He's probably going to go down very, very quickly here.
Yeah, a couple swings from Cecil, and bye, Plague. Rosa gained some decent levels, and we get just the red hand. It's always nice when you have Zot or Dwarf 2 be like Demist or Evil Wall, where you get the ghost hand or the gray hand. Which is your favorite colored hand?
Demon's Spectral Hand is my favorite.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of people's favorites.
Zoe cashing out the grimoires we found in the treasury. Got the Bahamut summon from that fight. That was a great dig there.
And looks like for Locke, just finds a Moon Veil.
Well, hey, combined with the one you picked up leaving Babel, both those Feymarch sprites are free now.
Very true. But I still think our runners fade those two particular fights, as they are still, even with the Moon Veil, can still be quite nasty if your Cecil gets sniped right off the bat.
Also, Locke showing us why keeping Porum over Rosa. Goes for Battle Rosa. Artemis Bow, Power Shirt. Rosa is going to be kicking butt, taking names.
It is very true. Looks like we're going to have a different style of power couple.
And I believe Rosa got the Power Shirt over Cecil. I think Cecil is rocking defensive gear, Dragoon armor, if I'm not mistaken, at the current moment. At least on Locke's side.
Yeah, I think after doing re-equipping for the Evil Wall, we're going to do Sheila 2. We have a ninja in Zot. Well,
if I'm not mistaken, yeah. We've got 200 seals at least.
Two fake Hanzo. We have 2 Murasames.
Oh, still, that's a lot better than a lot of other things we could have in the sea.
Yeah, that's very true. I think we also may have picked up a full moon to back row glitch him. Double value in Zot with the Fu.
That is exactly what you want to see when you climb Zot. Edge and Fu up here. Oh, that's okay. My party's good now. I'm ready to go. Where's my objectives? Let's go Z.
Yep, I have a feeling that both Yang and Edward get ditched here. Fu already come with nuke.
Yeah, that Fu is online. Zoe is not afraid of anything else on Overworld or Underworld at this point. Let's see who the boss here is.
Just some dims. Another one of those, what we call free fights. So let's see, out of the free fights, there's still left, we have the Baron guards and Kaipo guards.
That's correct. Those are the only two quote-unquote free fights we have.
I'm even more terrified of this moon.
We've not seen Wyvern. We've not seen Golbez.
We haven't seen Ogopogo. We haven't seen... Who else is nasty on the moon? Haven't seen Val, actually. Oof.
Have seen plenty of Canes to help with that Val, but haven't seen Val.
And Zoe gets just an elixir.
The real value was the Edge and the Foo.
Yes, that's total value. You don't regret going to the moon.
And honestly, with this lineup, again, I know we haven't checked all the shops for Sirens yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Babel play right now and Siren stealing on the table.
Yeah, I can definitely see that too, because you're never guaranteed to have Sirens be in a shop. There's I want to say it's a 20% chance that they're not going to be a shop. I think it's 80% of the time they're in a shop. So having guaranteed Sirens with that Edge, and having Porum to cry to make it even easier. This is opportune moments to steal.
I believe that's what Zoe is doing. And they get the power shirt for the very first chest. Hey, look, want some more power? Have some fun.
But deciding not to steal from the alerts, or at least this first one.
Hey, one other Excalibur?
It's a decent dart at this point.
Very true. Especially if we find said Crystal Sword. Now that's 2 Excaliburs we can dart.
Going for, finds another trap chest. Halfway to full clearing. Just a Dragoon Shield.
Yeah, that one not inspiring so much awe.
No. Another Earth Hammer for Sid. Is this a pretty front-loaded Babel here with the 3 of the 4 trap chests?
Could possibly be.
And there's our first Hanzo. Meanwhile, Locke is turning the rat tail and getting his Earth Crystal.
Yeah, here's the point where I kind of hope to see divergence. I would love for Locke to go back underground and keep working on these checks instead of going to Zuzat, but might choose to go there, might say, hey, I'm feeling behind, this is a check that not many people make. Maybe my opponent won't make it.
Looks to be at least dropping off of Troya, maybe checking the treasury, or going straight up. Doing the treasury.
So they have a second chance at raiding that treasury.
Pancras, did you sit there and just mirror these streams, like have one on a farther delay? Like they're lining up so well. Yeah, find all those wonderful life staffs, Zeus gauntlets. I mean, all worth a lot of money, but still having a life staff for your white mage later on, really good.
Zeus Gauntlet going right on the Cecil.
Yep. Hero going straight on Rosa.
Anytime we have a dancing Dark Knight coming down to take on Zoe's party. Should be absolutely no issue right here. Fu should survive this with no worries whatsoever. Matter of fact, the only person I'm worried about is Porum. And yeah, Porum should be fine.
At this point, you have a Fu. You've almost got your white mage right then and there with Fu. So maybe trying to keep leaving Porum down for possible anchoring, or just as a character that they're gonna just ditch later on.
In the meantime, Locke finding the flame dog chest.
Oh, keyless tower, given adamant.
Again, keyless tower is just a play right now. 9 times out of 10, keyless tower pays off.
And you know what this means? Fame Arch is required.
That's very true. That's the only check we have not seen, isn't it? Is that D-Mist and that Mom Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And we have no more progression items.
Nope. But
So
I have a feeling Zoe's going to get through them very quickly, especially having Nuke with Fu and a bunch of darts with Edge. You keep turning. Oh, go ahead.
And Locke's getting there, though. Heading up Zot right now. He's going to pick up his Edge and Fu. Again, just lagging just ever so slightly behind. And again, I feel like both runners are making decisions feeling behind because of those Bahamut wipes, trying to go through that hook route.
We'll see what Locke does once he sees the alt gauntlet here. When you've already made the time to come all the way up here, you might as well just take it on.
Meantime, Zoe turns in the adamant, gives over to Legend Swords. Gonna get a shiny Excalibur, but more importantly, let's see what's in the Coco shop today.
Yeah, could be some decent things. And yeah, another glass hat. Looked like a crystal ring, protect ring. Did I see a Leviathan summon in there?
Yes, you did.
But the only thing really worthwhile in there would be the crystal rings, just because the defensive property that they have.
Zoe, having not done a dwarf yet, is going to come over here. We know it's going to be a bust, but V doesn't. So take this on, and then we'll know, hey, my progression through that Fame Arch. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, but we'll have that extra moon veil to get through that Fame Arch.
Very true.
Maybe just checking the shops, looking maybe for a cursed ring.
Could be.
There's the save before going to the boss.
Yep,
Gonna see this as your. It looks like the grimoire used for Locke happened to be Jin.
Well, thankfully came off against the right enemies. Those were all the ice enemies. Fire, ice is weak too, and one shot small.
Yeah, funny enough, the flame dogs don't show up in the random encounters on Zod. It's only the trap chest for the flame dog.
I mean, I was low-key hoping we might get a puppet grind off of this alt gauntlet, but I didn't see puppets either. I was very sad.
Yeah. So, which are you hoping to have the darkness crystal? Are you hoping it to be behind that Mom Bomb or the D-Mist?
So I'm hoping for the Mom Bomb to have the pan, which leads to the spoon and the sand ruby. And I'm hoping for D-Mist to have a dwarf axe, and then D-Mist herself to have the Luca key to the Baron key to the darkness crystal in the Odin Throne, and then our pink tail and twin harp on the moon, just because that would keep us here the longest.
Oh, I gotta hope for the twin harp to have the pink tail and twin harp be down at the Ogopogo spot.
Exactly. Well, we've lost our dream of alt gauntlet Ogopogo, but still there's enough mood bosses that would still be down there.
I could have a Golbez sitting there, because everything hurts in that spot.
Oh, the Zoe getting rid of the Porum for the Rosa.
Yep, and I think this might be Zoe's final party. Keeping that Sid down for agility anchoring, it looks like. I believe that Sid has the dwarf axe on him.
I believe he does as well. But yes, play stood no chance against the power of Cecil here, and yeah, done.
Looks like chat's hoping for either a Wyvern to be vanilla or the Ogopogo spot. Both acceptable.
Vanilla Wyvern's not all that bad. Not fun, but not bad. Meantime, Zoe picking up Vermoon Veil, and we should have now the knowledge that Fey March is required in some way, shape, or form.
Yep. I could probably see taking on the Demist first, as it gives 2 key items versus the Mom Bomb, but hard to say. You're going to want to full clear this Fey March regardless.
Yeah, you're coming down here, you're taking both on. That's why I say I'd take on the Mom Bomb first. And if Mom Bomb doesn't have any items and you take an Unfortunate White to Demist, you're not worrying about, oh, I need to redo that Mom Bomb fight.
Alright. Here we go. What do our runners do? Save first, of course. Because you don't want to have the Unfortunate Wipe and then have to go back 10 minutes.
Yes, always save. Always be saving.
Not like I know anything about that. Alright.
Also, have we seen cabins anywhere? Because I saw Zoe use a tent.
I don't think we have seen cabins anywhere, and it looks like Locke picked up some kamikazes.
It would have been interesting to see if Zoe decided to use the inn for her healing instead of trying to tent up, because tent didn't quite give full refill.
Alright, Moonveil goes up on Cecil.
Chat pointing out, Silverfire in chat pointing out a great thing that Zoe doesn't want to res versus Sid up, so using the tent there does make that sense.
Yep. Not sure what that Edge is rocking in the back row, only taking less than 100 damage. Wonder if that Edge has the crystal helm on. Or not crystal, glass helm.
Might. I'm not sure. I didn't see what he put on him. So chat confirming, yes, glass mask on that Edge.
Does make complete sense since Cecil does have access to the higher plate armor for defensive, where Edge really doesn't have that.
So Zoe doing great, waiting on the nuke until after Mom Bomb is puffed up, getting the kill before the explode. Very well done in that fight. And only a Zeus Gauntlet.
Yep, resets out to get the Moonveil back, and knows that it's Demist. Meanwhile, Locke going straight for Mom Bomb.
A Locke with 2 Moonveils might not reset out the Zeus Gauntlet. I mean, I would in that situation, but he might not.
I know Locke already has, each runner has at least 1 Zeus Gauntlet. Do you really want a second one? Do you really need a second one? I mean...
Also, I'm pretty sure we just had an accidental plink there on Locke's side, because that Fu is now Zerked.
Oops. Does Locke still have a Silver Staff to get rid of the Zerk?
No, I do believe he sold it.
Locke looks like deciding to take out Fu himself, since Cecil would constantly cover.
I mean, that is one good way to unzerk your food, is just let them die and have to bring them back up.
And meanwhile, it looks like, I was about to say, Demas doing some work on Zoe's team. Only the edge is still up.
Not even bothering healing, just gonna go YOLO with dart strats and...
Nope, looks like the Moonveil is up on the edge. So Edge not gonna take any damage here from Demas at all. As that Moonveil does both a wall effect like a Star Veil, and then adds a barrier effect that makes you immune to any and all physical attacks.
And to answer your question, chat, the veil part of a Moonveil, the magic reflect, can drop off, but the barrier effect, the blink status basically, will not wear off.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of time to get through this fight. Darting everything, everything in the kitchen sink.
I mean, you've got it, might as well use it here. So
Yep.
As good a place as any for it. In all honesty, keeping everybody down is not necessarily a bad thing here. This spot, well, yeah, it's decent for XP. It's only about the same as a single Siren. So losing the XP on the other 4 party members is not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, and really with an Edge and a Cecil, you don't need a whole lot of experience for the end game. Looks like Cecil and both Edge are about halfway there, so really with this party composition, only Rosa would need experience, but you have the food to cover for that to go through the moon bosses in the meantime.
Also, I don't think I pointed out, I like the idea of using the Moonveil on Edge here as opposed to Cecil. You would think Cecil, Excal, go Burr. Demas has that resistance to holy damage. So using it on Edge, not on the Cecil, very, very smart thinking.
But the only thing that would make it a little bit different is that you may actually get an extra swing in with the Cecil versus only doing, now after all the darts are done, about 1 to 2k with Edge, whereas you might be able to get off 2k with both Cecil and Edge. But really, each their own. We'll see how Locke gets through this. He's always been in this fight for quite some time.
Locke unfortunately going to have to deal with some coldness, because I believe that Rosa is worked up. Again, for Locke, you're not too concerned. Again, Demas' script, she will attack 3 times and then go to miss phase. You've got 5 characters. As long as you have at least 4 of them alive at the beginning of a phase, you're going to get through.
And it looks like Zoe is through the fight and gets the Baron key.
I still have another chance. I mean, Demas itself could have the Darkness Crystal, but more chains.
Yay for more chains.
Hey guys, did you root this 17 out of 17?
Like, if we have more chains here on Earth, does that mean Moon's going to be completely haunted?
Oh, we still got Luca and Tower Key, as well as our titular Twin Heart. That could still be up there.
Yep. Yep, first thing, going to check that demist. Don't want to forget about it.
And wisely parking on the right as you not triggered the package.
And there's our darkness. Which do we do first? Do we do Baron or do we do Darkness?
I think it depends on where you feel you are in the seed. If you are feeling ahead, you probably go jump that moon. See if you can find anything free up there. If you're feeling behind, Baron Key. Especially considering the fact you only need 1 item to go mode. You need a pink hit tail or a twin harp. And that's 2 checks in Baron.
Like, yeah, I can definitely see the Baron key. You're already right there, right next to Baron. It's 2 boss checks, possible 2 key items. Could get the pass in Twin Harp or pass in Pinktail, and there you go. You've got your go mode.
Now, the only question here is going to be, do we go straight to the Odin Throne first and then complete the castle? Or do we complete the castle, take the safety save, then do the Odin Throne?
With the possibility of 2 really nasty bosses still being out there, as in Wyvern and Golbez, I can definitely see going through Baron normally and then doing the safety save.
Very true. But I hope everyone's excited for our first boss at the Baggin spot. Do you remember what it was at the very beginning of the seed?
Yeah, it was Leg.
We get Leg Day.
But I think one nuke from Fu will easily take that out. And here we go. Hi, Leg.
Does Leg even get to come out? Yes, it does.
Leg comes out. Meanwhile, Locke is through the Demist fight. I'm going to get that Baron key. And then we'll see what he decides to do. Will he go check Demist or go straight to Baron?
Leg, it was fun. Thanks so much. See you later.
Ooh, Lunar Sparkle.
Ogo, Wyvern, Palladium, D-Lunars also on the table, I think.
Hi, Wyvern.
It's a blarg.
Gets at least 1 star veil up, so V will be fine to get through this.
That 1 star veil is all you need. And Zoe is through her fight with Wyvern, about to see who is on, or who the character is, and what we find in the Baron trash can.
And we have an old man.
It's everyone's least favorite old man. It's Tella. And getting rid of the Cid. Wants the Tella anchor.
Yep. Looking like V did not have a cursed ring. Deciding to go just for the Tella as the anchor.
It's not a bad play. I like using the Tella anchor because more versatility. Tella can cast Berserk. Tella can do a Cure 4, which doesn't matter if it's a single target, it's going to cure full health no matter what. Definitely more versatility than Cid, even though Cid makes a very good chemist if you have the Cure 3s.
As Penguin's bringing up that Cid may have been slower with the Dwarf Axe, that Cid actually had a couple levels on him, so even with the Dwarf Axe, I think... Oh, there is Go Mode.
Yep,
we found the Twin Harp.
That's going to be big for Zoe, not so big for Locke. Locke is still short that adamant from the top of tower.
Ooh. But the only thing that could really help Locke out here is if Pinktail is behind Twin Harp, or if Pinktail is down at the Baron key or Baron basement, and if he does Baron basement or not. Otherwise, we're heading towards Magus Cave, which with free enterprise, we have random music that our Spoony Bard plays. With how many is it now? Over 252? 242 songs?
256, I think, is the correct count. Nope, 242 is what Skull is telling us.
Yeah, 242 different songs. Ranging anywhere from Final Fantasy VII to Lufia 2 to even something like Castlevania. A lot done by Calamity and many other people. I want to say Xenocat has also added a few as well. But
a lot of different people have helped out.
Yeah.
Zoe, knowing full well we have not seen Golbez yet, we have not seen Val yet, takes the safety save. I completely agree with her decision there.
Yep.
Also, Chad asking why Zoe didn't take the Swagabo from Baron with no pass. You kind of want to go here just in case this is a pass. If this is a pass, you can just immediately go straight into the Troya town and use the pass. No, don't pass go, don't collect $200.
And Locke is through the Wyvern fight, going to get his twin harp, but both you and me, Gambit, we're gonna be quiet for this music here, right?
Yep, we'll be back in just a minute. Well, that was Hymn of the Faith in Final Fantasy X. That was a Kanazo. He did not last very long. And there's the Pink Tail, so Twin Harp hard required. That's 4 objectives for Zoe. That is a good one from her.
And I have to put my witch hat back on. So I called that one too.
So Locke will be in go mode once he does Twin Harp as well, but is checking the basement first since he doesn't have that adamant rock, so does not know it yet.
I wonder if this is going to be a pass but we have a Leviathan here. Not scary at all.
I will say this, the fact that we've not seen Sirens does lead to how do you want to do your grind at this point. So could still be a little ways away from seeing as East right. Zoe looks like they are going to turn in for Pink Tail. Go for that item, hoping for a Crystal Sword.
I always got to hope for the Crystal Sword. And just some Hanzo steel. We got an upgrade for our edge, so we've got 2 Hanzo steels.
Yeah, but a rare, all 5 objectives complete on Zoe's side. Esco, be very happy. You get to push an extra button tonight.
One shop we haven't seen is the moon. Now, what I can see possibly happening, we know that hourglasses are sitting in Evelyn. If sirens are not for sale, I wonder if Zoe does what we call LSD2 and just start taking random encounters on lower subterranean 2 using the hourglasses, because a lot of those fights are the multi-fights that you can life glitch.
Highly possible. We won't know until we see the shop up here on the moon. Meantime, there's a Sand Ruby from Baron Odin Throne. That's not going to be any help right now.
But luckily for Locke, the Pink Tail is sitting behind the Twin Harp, so it doesn't exactly have to do Forge. That's if you go straight to doing Twin Harp. Looks like Zoe's checking camera. I don't think V checked that earlier, so...
No, V did not check it on the way down. Does find Vampire, so that could lead to possible 1200 strats.
Yeah, 1200 strats can also do another thing called Fu and Friends, which is almost the same concept of 1200, but you have Fu reflecting nukes off himself.
Meantime, Locke is now going for that Twin Heart check. He's going to pick up his tail, put him in go mode. Just going to see, just got to figure out how we want to do grind.
Well, we do have darkness. We have 10 cams. Wouldn't a D machine grind be great?
Oh, you would think. No sirens. Bacchus in the moonshot, but no sirens in the seed. Ooh, that's going to be fun. But yeah, no, D machines, while they are great, and I love them very, very much, this flagship has what's called the Vanilla Giant, which means when you go to the Giant, the only way out the Giant is through the 2 bosses at the back end, which makes getting through the Giant a little bit tougher, and a little bit longer, and you really don't want to do that unless you absolutely have to. So, D machine grinds, while very great, just not necessarily a time thing you want to spend, especially when you're already in go mode. And just looking for that dot.
That's right, that Vanilla Giant. Ooh, chat bringing up another grind option. Behemoths here in Cave of Value. As there is a trap tile here that will always give you a behemoth.
And Zoe turning on the trap tower, the counter, so you get that trap tile. Very smart thinking. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Zoe take all 4 trap chests in the Tower of Babel, or did she only take 3?
Only took 3.
So Stealing Siren's still on the board as well.
We have another rendition of the Final Fantasy X music here.
Zoe doing 1 behemoth, gets Rosa up to cure 3. Be interested to see if V does those random encounters on the way down. Meantime, Locke is through the Twin Heart fight, picks up his pink tail, will probably be excited to see that, go turn it in, and then just figure out what he wants to do to grind.
Yeah, chat also mentioned that Zoe does have a single siren that we got from the Troya Treasury.
That's true. Could go down and pop a double gold dragon and then take that as the rest of the grind. All you really need is to get Rosa up to cure 4 and then just kind of go. So you've heard of first Cecil. What about second Cecil?
Yeah, I don't think the second Cecil is going to be on the team.
If this was 3-man zone, yes. Lali-Ho League, no.
No. Biggest difference between Threemus and the Lali-Ho League is no vanilla agility anchoring, so center slot's always going to be your agility anchor. Don't have to worry about taking second Cecil.
Anytime Locke turns into Pink Tail, picks up his crystal, he is now in go mode. Meanwhile, Zoe forgot to turn encounters off, got a single Warlock though. That would have been at least interesting.
One thing Locke does have up on Zoe is that Locke has quick access to steal sirens from Babel, as he never took on any of the trap chests.
Probably gonna go check the moonshot first to see if they're viable, and then we'll have to see what we decide to do. But there is a siren for some warlocks down here on, what is this, 4-3, I think?
LSD4.
LSD4, okay.
Yep, it's LSD2 for just taking on random encounters with hourglasses. LSD4, you use the siren, you get the 3 warlock, and then LSD6 will get you the double gold dragon.
Gotcha. I know them by what they look like, not actually their numbers, unfortunately.
I'm usually the same way, but I've actually learned the numbers in some of the group racing I've been doing.
Speaking of group racing, if you have not joined our Discord and you enjoy these free enterprise races, we do have just random races that pop up at random times, as well as once our tournament is over, we'll be bringing back community races, so you can feel free to join us in there. And again, I do want to give a second shout out to the behind the scenes people tonight. We got X-Pancras doing the restream, Ascarian doing the tracking. Without them, we'd be lost and just looking at a blank screen. So thank you so much for all you guys do behind the scenes.
And Zoe is through the warlock fight, getting Rose up to Cure 4. And I think V-Ghost does the save room, doesn't do the swag walk, and then goes directly to Z. At least that's my guess.
Yeah, I would agree. You don't. If Rosa was high enough level where she had white, yeah, no, I could see doing a swag walk, but you're getting her just to Cure 4, yeah, you take the safety save just in case things go sideways and you're not having to full walk and do a grind again. Meantime, Locke is finding his second Cecil. We'll have to see if he decides to take him or throw him to the curb.
And gets thrown to the curb. Rose has got. I'm gonna get the life staff. Ooh, looks like Zoe kept the tiara. That's gonna be great for magical defense on that Rosa.
There's something you don't see every day: a black belt on Fu.
Yeah, nope.
I like the idea of checking this for levels, but yeah, Val, no, bye. See ya.
Yeah, you're hoping for like the Kaipo guards to be there. That's a 200k experience spot that you can do quite easily if the right boss is there. Val being there, instant no.
I have to see if he checks the ogre spot to see what's here. Nope, saying nope. We're good. Let's just go.
Yep.
So it's about this time of night that we have a question to ask, and I see the flags already coming out in the chat. What's up with the Z question mark coming out here, Temple?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been hearing that I think it's starting to be nap time. I think that's an ongoing thing right now.
Well, I mean, it is 1:45 in the morning a.m. Eastern, so.
Yeah, it is about almost 1 o'clock here. To answer a quick question in chat, Adamant was at the top of tower. But no, the final boss of Zeromus. We randomized everything about the game, but he's a bit too powerful to move around. So we don't move him, but we instead randomize who he is. So, Gambit, what's the question?
Whose butt are we going to be kicking this morning?
And with over 500, I think it is, different sprites created by Boardface and Scala Kitty. I know the number's up there.
526.
Yep. That's a lot of butts.
And you've got a 1% chance of it being a Sephiroth of some sort. Meantime, the crystal is thrown. Zeromus' true colors will be revealed, and tonight we will be
Duo miss.
it's everybody's favorite duo, Biggs and Wedge. You know them, you love them.
Looks like Zoe's going to be going with the standard Zerk strat. Cecil punching out that 6k damage.
So Edge contributing with about almost 4,000 himself. This is probably going to be a pretty trivial fight. That kind of new Kidding Rose is not good because that's going to take her out. But Tella's there to provide the life back up, and hopefully we can get a Cure 4 off and get her Rider's Reign before the Big Bang comes out.
Like Locke's going to be doing checking the Ogo Pogo spot after checking the Ribbon Room and noping out of there. Finding a Pale Dam. Looks like Locke is going back up. I'm going to be taking some random encounters here.
You know, thinking about it, considering this is the Biggs and Wedge from FF8 and FF8's whole time travel story, it's very plausible that they got caught in some kind of time loop and ended up in Final Fantasy IV.
I guess I can agree with that. I haven't played very many different Final Fantasies. So, whenever I see a new sprite from a Final Fantasy that I don't know, I usually have to ask. But I have seen this one come up quite a few times in the past.
Time Locke taking those random encounters, going to work on trying to get a couple levels right here. Meantime, Zoe well on her way to defeating Zeromus. No worries here. Yeah, that's Cecil and Edge pumping out plenty of damage. The bouncing nukes off of the Fu. Do you think we see a second Big Bang? I don't think we do.
I don't think we do. And we see Locke here, the random encounter he got was the Warlocks. Didn't have any mute bells, using an Hourglass, but unfortunately with using an Hourglass, they still get their spells off, so has to deal with that little bit of extra damage.
Now, unfortunately, we were wrong. Did get another Big Bang off, and that's a little harrowing now. Thankfully, Fu getting a turn right now. Hopefully we get this Cure 4 off.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, need some dodges.
Well, Fu dodged. Oh, and Fu actually had the wall up.
Oh no, this is bad. This is very bad.
Trying to run buffer and elixir.
Got it though.
Yep.
And well timed too. That meteor is going to hit. Do we see a direct nuke here?
No, I don't think so. That Cure 4 healed Zeromus for almost 9k, so as we do know that when rocks start being thrown, Zeromus has lost 12,000 health. Healing up another 9k, direct cast nuke probably wouldn't have taken him out.
He uses a life 2 on Cecil instead. It's a pretty good strat. Gets the dodge there, so going to try to cure up that Cecil back again with the Cure 4.
Hoping that Starveil fell off, which it did. And there's the crack, bang, boom. Duo miss is fading away.
That was a little bit harrowing there in the end, but Zoe does pull it out. The official time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, 51 seconds. Get your GGs out for ZoeVermilion, moving to 4-1 and stamping her place in the brackets. GGs. We'll see if we can get her in here for an interview.
In the meantime, it looks like one of the random encounters that Locke took is the Fatal Eye. This particular fight is generally in the alt gauntlet. Oh, anyways, looks like we are joined by Zoe. GG.
So tell us how you really feel.
That would not be fit for broadcast on this wonderful free enterprise channel.
So let's start off with the most recent thing. That Z fight, that was clutch.
Oh my! If Fu hadn't dodged those rocks, yeah, I would have cried. And it makes me feel really happy that I equipped that life staff literally at the last moment, because I think that may have had something to do with it.
Yeah, you got the one food dodge, and then the unfortunate Cure 4 that just bounced directly on Zeromus for all that healing. That looked pretty bad there for a moment.
Yeah, no, all I was thinking at that moment was, if I can get this elixir off, I have life 2, and I just need like 2 or 3 swings from Cecil, and it's done. That's all I have to do. And fortunately, I managed to pull it off.
Well, you did it very well. Gave us the very fun all 5 objectives complete this seed. How do you feel seeing? Well, first off, let's go back before we get to that point. How do you feel coming underground?
I felt behind because I took a wipe that I shouldn't have taken because I mismenued and showed my Eddie when I didn't mean to. So I was feeling behind.
We were wondering about that.
Yeah, just trying to queue up the next action for the next character. Lost track of my turn order. Out comes Eddie. Can't get the Starveil up with Porum in time and take that wipe.
You'll be happy to know you and Locke did the exact same thing, unfortunately. Locke got Starveils off for the first one, but they wore off before the second one, and he took a wipe as well. So, and I was saying in the commentary, I'm willing to bet both owners probably feel behind because of that. And, how did that affect your buying decisions going forward? Did you say, okay, I need to start taking some gambles, or did you just say, let me stay on my game and see where I go from here?
Ultimately, I stayed on my game. Seeing the DKC at the top of Zot, that's not Zot, top of Lower Babel, that's free in that location. But I'm also just a huge proponent of keyless tower, because even if you find a tower key later, excluding travel time, it's only like a minute and 10-second loss with optimal movement. I finally sat down and timed that because I was curious. But yeah, no, my routing, I felt pretty solid. I normally would not do Zot that early, but I'm sitting on an Excal Cecil and a couple of good ninja swords. And so I'm like, if I can just find an edge, then I have my Z party. And then I got the edge and a Fu. And then I started to feel pretty good, especially after that alt gauntlet. I wasn't sure if how quickly Locke was going to take that Earth Crystal up there.
Yeah, Locke, you and Locke were in pretty lockstep, pardon the pun, for most of the overworld. We're in the fights in the hook route same time. Again, it was he took the wipe later in Bahamut than you did. Got back to it a little bit later, and that's pretty much the time difference between the two of you, because y'all pretty much took the exact same route from then on. Only thing Locke skipped was he never did top of tower, never got that out of it.
Yeah, like pulling the pink tail from Twin Harp felt good in the case, well, okay, this is hard required, Moon's completely haunted. But at the same time, I was like, well, now that top of tower wasn't useful, aside from the fact that I had another Excal to throw on that D-Mist. About halfway through that fight, I realized I put the Moonveil on the wrong person. And it didn't occur to me, and I was like, we're just going to roll with it.
So that wasn't an intentional Moonveil on edge?
It was, but it was the wrong choice. I should have just gone cover strats for it. And I would have had access to my edge Fu, my Fu nukes, and my Cecil swinging as well would have taken far less time. But my main thought there was, I have a kitchen sink full of high-level weaponry. I'm just going to yeet these at the D-Mist. That solves the inventory problem I've been having all seed and lets me get through this.
That was going to be one of my questions. Like, when you got down there and you saw the Fey March, what was your first thoughts when you saw D-Mist and Mom Bomb down there?
My kingdom for a Moonveil. It's exactly what I was thinking.
So Locke ended up picking up a second Moonveil. Do you want to know where it was?
Sure.
The very first chest after you fall through the pitfall in the Tower of Babel.
Amazing. I normally loot that chest, but a combination of feeling behind and having Escal Cecil and really just looking for an edge, I wasn't planning on like doing much more looting aside from the few lower Babel trap chests I took and a treasury if I got it. So I was like, I'm just gonna pass it up. Let's just go. Would have saved me the reset, but ultimately that bomb was a womp. So glad I didn't have to take both fights required.
Now, once you got go mode and you're sitting there going, okay, now I need to grind. You had not seen sirens in the shops. What was your thought process there?
So as soon as I got go mode, that was the first thing on my mind was, okay, now how am I going to get levels? Like I have a foo, I could go to D machines, even if it's so slow with Vanilla Giant, but I've got one siren and I have power overwhelming. I was like, if I can't find sirens in Tomra, because I faded Tomra up to that point, and they're not on the moon, I'm going to take a Behemoth, and I bought those mute bells really early on. I'm going to take a Warlock and do it from there, because if I had still had an Hourglass, I would have just taken a King Ryu fight when I was in Cave Bahamut, but the Stone Men ate my Eddy, and therefore my first Hourglass.
With Edge in your party, did you ever have a thought to go back and find that last trap chest in Babel, steal some sirens?
No, because unless it was, I guess, immediately after the second floor, I was going to hunt through it because I found the first three so early. That's why I actually didn't even take the fourth one, because it was a needle in a haystack at that point. Even if it had been a crystal sword, maybe, that helps make that Z fight a bit smoother, but I didn't want to gamble for just that, and same reason why I didn't go back and steal sirens.
Well, you're sitting now at 4-1. You have punched your way into the brackets. How are you feeling right now? Are you looking forward to just a fun race next week and then buckling down on brackets practice, or what's going through your head?
Next week starts my brackets. If I win next week, then I have the advantage in the best of 3 in the opening round or round of 32. If I lose next week, then I'm down a game. So bracket starts here for all 4-1 players. I'm going to show up. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have fun, knowing that if I lose, I'm still moving on. But yeah, they start. Things are getting real.
Well, that's all I have. Tibble, do you have any other questions for Zoe?
No, I don't have any other questions. GG and good luck in the brackets. I myself am trying to get in there.
Yeah, best of luck to you both, and thank you both for commentating. I'm excited to watch this one back. I'll probably fast forward through the Bahamut wipe, so hopefully you guys didn't say anything really cool then. And thanks to Pancrez, and I believe we had Esco on tracking. Thank you both so much. And GG's to Locke. I was terrified going into this race. I'm very surprised I won. He's a great runner, and whoever is in an elimination match with him next week, better show up to play. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
So that was ZoeVermilion, our first place finisher. In the meantime, we did have Locke come and finish his E-fight, got second place, 142.45. We'll see about getting him in here for an interview shortly. In the meantime, this was a very, very tight race. Again, not really much divergence within the runners, just that Babel hook route really being the difference. I believe we are joined now by Locke. GG's on your second place tonight.
Thank you. That was a time.
So the first question is, how'd you feel getting through that hook route, getting underground?
Awful. Really awful. I shouldn't have wiped there to Bahamut, but it happens. It's one of those I was just holding A, not really paying attention.
To be fair, your opponent did the exact same thing. Zoe did also take a wipe to that Bahamut, so Bahamut proving not quite so free today.
Right. I even bought extra Charvels. I'm like, this is fine. I'm gonna try and save a few. That's why I berserked up the Sid, and it kind of worked against me. So
taking the wipe to Wyvern, did you feel behind at all, and did that change your routing throughout the rest of the seed?
kind of, but it didn't really change my route. I think I would have done the same route regardless. Honestly, the big thing was between going through Baron Key or checking the moon, because I had gotten both at the same time. So I'm like, okay, do I want to check Baron or do I want to go to the moon? The honest reason I went to Baron is because I had to use the bathroom and I knew that cutscene took a while. So that's the only reason I went to Baron.
Hey, it's a valid reason. And hey,
Yeah.
you know, it paid off in spades for you today. Got you that twin harp. So
It really did, because I'm like it's 2-3 minutes. That gives me plenty of time to run. Like, I'm gonna do Baron first.
oh well, the bathroom break making the play that you needed to make today got you that twin harp, which led to that pink tail. Getting that go mode like that, how'd you feel? Do you feel like you were like, okay, cool, so this is hard required, I'm in a good spot, or what were you thinking there?
I was thinking if Zoe went up to the moon, I got this. Like, I got this. But then it turns out we did the exact same thing. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Zoe actually giving us the rare all 5 objectives done. Did pick up the adamant from that DKC at the top of tower.
Yeah, I just don't like doing tower without the tower key. I mean, I know it's not that bad, but I figured with all the other stuff I could do, you know, just do it first, which it still worked out, you know. It still did work out.
So another question is, when you finally got moon access and you were in go mode and you didn't have any sirens, you had an edge. Was there any possible thought of stealing sirens from the Tower of Babel, or just taking random encounters on the moon, as we did see you do?
I forgot about the whole stealing sirens thing, actually. That would have been smart. Yeah, that would have been smart. My original plan was check, you know, Ribbon Room, see who it is, because I knew there was like 4 bosses or so left that were quick enough. Because I think we had the officer encounter, Baron guards, and I want to say Calcabrino's there too, and I could just hourglass them, but that didn't happen.
Yeah,
that didn't happen in the 2 spots I checked.
Yeah, it was a rude leftover moon. Just for the bosses we saw on the Earth, there was not much nice that could have been up on the moon. And then finding that Val in the Ribbon Room, and I forget what it was at Pale Dim at Ogo.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for resetting out as that. We'll just take some random encounters and go.
Pale Dim wouldn't have been so bad. It would have just taken a while, because I mean, you have a Cecil in the back row with, I think he had Dragoon armor on. He can just cover strats, but I felt like the random encounters might have been faster.
I mean, you ran a very good race. Unfortunately, not being able to pull it to win. It does drop you to 3-2, which gives you a winner go home here in week 6. How are you feeling going into next week?
Good question. Maybe joining 4 to 5 different tournaments is a bad idea, but I'm also dumb, so I'm gonna keep doing it. So I'm gonna try to make it through as far as I can in all of them.
I mean, you've done a great job so far. I mean, 3 wins in this field. The entire field for this tournament is just stacked up to down, top to bottom. So even just being in point and being in contention is a great thing, and you've done very well. Looking forward to catching your next week match. And I will say this: if I lose in my match, I hope I don't face you next week.
Yeah, I was hoping just to go 4-1 here, but you know, it happens. I think this is how most of my tournaments go for Free Enterprise. I usually lose 2 and then just win everything else. So we're on par right now. So
that's all I have. Tibble, you got any more questions for Locke?
No, I don't actually.
Well, GG's once again. Well played. I look forward to seeing your match next week.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for the restream. I'll watch it back. And again, like Zoe, I'm gonna skip the Bahamut thing. and yeah, see how things were.
All right, well, GG's again. Have a good night.
You all too.
So, Tim, that's going to bring us to the end of our broadcast here. Still Monday night for me. Don't know about you.
It's Tuesday for me.
So I'm just living in the past. I see.
Yep.
But fear not, this is not the end of the free enterprise journey for you guys. We are going to send you off on to Denari, who is doing some late night free enterprise practice. Again, please do not spoil the results of this match for Denari in case he decides, or anyone in his chat decides and wants to go back and watch the VODs. Again, spoilers will get debunked. Any final thoughts here, Tybalt?
Actually, I don't on this one. It's just a big old shout out to both Gambit and myself for being in commentary. We've got Pancraz with the restream, and we've got Esco being our tracker for tonight. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And that's all I got. Gambit, how about you?
Just going to plug tomorrow's matches. We've got a huge docket tomorrow. We've got Rumblefish and Xenocat, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Free Enterprise channel. Dia versus Dragus Cloud, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on a Randomania to be determined. Stone Dingley and Korek, 6 p.m. on RPG Limit Break. Dusty Griff versus PK4787, 7:30 p.m. on Free Enterprise. 9 p.m. we're going to have Superman Taylor on Neon Gray. You'll be able to catch that one via Khadgar. Same thing at 9:30, Classy Badger and Groundfire on a Khadgar. And then one more midnight match tomorrow night. Some guy named Gambit017, don't know who he is, probably not very good, taking on Peasants OMFG. That'll be right here on the Free Enterprise channel. So we look forward to a long, fun day of racing tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great night, everybody. See you later.